Hi everyone, welcome back to Planet J Tarot. I'm not going to say much, you read the title. Pick your card and I'll see you in your reading. Hi Group 1, you chose the 5 of Wands. Okay, so what are your hopes and what are your fears and how do they impact you? That's what we're going to look at today. We have a blind pull, so let's just get into it. First we have the Magician. The 6 of Swords in reverse. Judgment in reverse. And your advice here. Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Okay. So about your hopes and your fears. Well, card number 1. You know what? Actually, let's start with this. Let me start with what I was feeling. What I feel for card number 1 here is that you are dealing with some sort of uncomfortability in your life right now. Some of you guys are actively getting out of a place of running away from your problems and realizing you can't actually do that because that's not the way things work, right? So you're figuring out here that you need to compromise, that you need to avoid some sort of conflict. There could be a truce that you're having to come to here. This could be legally, this could be with people in your life, friends, family, whatever the case is here. There's something here that you're having to nip in the bud. And then there's also something that you're shying away from that you need to practice more mindfulness about, but also more manifestation. And you already know that with the Magician there. So that's good. The 5 of Wands is also talking about there being some people that feel they're in competition with you. This could be coworkers, this could be friends, this could be family. You're being told here to learn when to choose your battles. What's worth fighting for and what's left leaving alone? What can you compromise on for your greater good? What energy do you need to reserve and for what? That's what we're looking for, your hopes, right? So there's something here about learning to keep the peace, whether that's you or hoping that other people learn how to keep the peace with you. But I love this energy here with the Magician here because it's telling me that your hopes are to be able to get anything that you imagine for yourself, right? To be able to manipulate this thing called life in a way that works for you, it makes you happy, okay? Now, you're also afraid that everything you hoped for is just that, hopes and dreams that you might not ever actually be able to get. But that's nonsense, okay? The Magician topping your reading being the first card we pulled out. I mean, this is a very strong pile. Actually, let's keep it like that. So let's keep going here. Tell me more. Tell me more about... I think you're very aware of that. Now, the second thing here is the type of person you have to show up as. And it's kind of telling me that you're going to have to be that person that is more patient with people than most would be. Like, this is the energy of someone that can't always walk away. Like that person that takes in a foster kid and the foster kid pushes them away 86 times. But, you know, on the 87th time, they finally, like, love them and make them feel whole again. And you're the person that maybe does that for people. It could be painful, feeling like you're always stuck in the past or stuck somewhere that hurts or is uncomfortable. But it seems like there's a reason for that. We'll look at that. Now, what I'm also seeing here is there's somebody in your life, or maybe a place that you moved from that you're debating on moving back to. For some of you guys, this could be a new place completely, but I'm not getting that. If it's a new place, it's like a failed dream that you once thought you would be able to do, but you never did. But I'm getting for some of you guys, like you may be like, should I move back to my hometown, or should I move back to this place to reunite with this one person? Maybe it's both things. Maybe it's a place and a person. Maybe it's meeting someone new and moving somewhere old. I don't know, but there's just an energy here of, it's hard for you to see that there's a reason for you always having to be the stable one. And it's also necessary for you to see that there are some things and people that you really do need to leave behind. Because wanting them back is being afraid of what you're actually hoping for, which is happiness, right? And things working out without it being too hard. The magician is like the magician, right? They make shit look easy, and they are smart, they are intelligent, but there's a majestic nature to the shit that happens there. And taking back people that have hurt you, or moving back places that remind you of negative things, that's not what you're intended for, is what I'm hearing. I just heard that's not what you're intended for, and it's hard for you to see that. With the Five of Wands, it creates some sort of internal struggle or difficulty with you. Now, I'm also seeing with this advice for you, you're not ready yet because you haven't accepted that. Once you do, this bad luck, these cycles that keep repeating, these unplanned things coming into your way, that all will dissipate. Okay? But you have to understand that this is the person that you are meant to be. And it's hard. It's hard. You feel like people aren't showing up for you and you're constantly showing up for them. But there's a reason for it. There is a reason for it. Because you generate good karma while you do all of these things. But the Judgment card, the Wheel of Fortune here, the Magician, you have 3 major arcana here. So there's something you need to rethink. There's some goal that you have been trying to manifest that you need to rethink because it's actually not for you. So let's clarify here. What's the Magician about? We have the 4 of Swords. Okay. 6 of Swords, we've got the Fool in reverse. What else? Clarifying the Judgment card in reverse, you've got the Page of Cups. Okay. And with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, you've got the 2 of Cups in reverse. Okay. I'm going to pull out some more. So we've got the Blind card here. Here with the Magician. Yeah, this is what I was feeling already. Clarifying the 6 of Swords, you've got Accident. Wheel of Fortune, you've got, or actually this is for Judgment, you've got Strategy. Okay, and the Confinement card, clarifying the Wheel of Fortune with the 2 of Cups in reverse. Okay, so here's what it is. Your hopes and your fears. Well, you hope to be able to rest. You hope to be able to renew yourself. You hope to be able to be happy in your own solitude. You hope to be able to recuperate after what has felt like accident that you can't control, things you just can't control, confining you, trapping you, making you feel like you have no freedom, making you feel captivated in the worst way. You're hoping to be able to retreat at some point and just be by yourself, protect your energy, but feel good about that solitude. Okay. Now, your fears get in the way there because you're very blind to how much of this majestic healing, 4 of Swords healing energy you actually have in yourself. Yeah. You may see yourself as a little bit more awkward than you actually are. Like you may actually, what's that word? Like leave people so starstruck here. They don't know much about you, but in a good way. Like you have a mystery to you that is also healing to people. Like I just keep hearing majestic, like a fucking unicorn. And with this person that you're meant to be, well, you're meant to be able to be a little bit more careless in your life. You're meant to be able to have fun in your relationships and your friendships with the Fool card in reverse and this Accident here and the 6 of Swords in reverse. Like I said, this is the energy of people who, you know, you're not always supposed to move away when things get tough because for whatever reason, this is you, okay? Because when you let that fear get in the way, this is an energy of someone who is afraid of starting new. And therefore, You keep like the wrong people around, but there's a need for this pile maybe to learn like that there are ups and downs in certain things, and that's okay. Like you could have a fight or flight response, right? And it usually leaves you to go into flight, or want to go into flight, or people go into flight with you. Like you'll know for your situation what side you lay on here. But whatever side that you tend to feel more comfortable on, you're meant to learn in this life that you're supposed to have a balance between all of it. You're supposed to be able to, make mistakes sometimes, and not know where everything is going, and just kind of go with the whims, and know and have this confidence in yourself that even if you can't see every little step, that you can be at peace with that. And that's what you actually hope for yourself. You actually hope to just have this confidence and this inner knowing. Oh, Jesus, I'm so sorry. And this inner knowing. But your fears tell you that you're going to end up getting hurt, or that you have to play it safe because you don't want to end up walking into something that you can't get out of, right? And so you may stay comfortable with things that you can predict, but you're meant to live some sort of unpredictable life here, and that's okay. And I'm also seeing with this Judgment in reverse in the Page of Cups. You're meant to be able to satisfy your inner child here. You're meant to be able to just intuitively go through life. And it's crazy here because some people don't believe that that's a real strategy, but it is when your heart is pure, right? It is when you can just read people's minds the way you do. Like you have an ability to read a room, read people, and like I said, just manipulate a situation in the best way to yourself, not in a cunning, like negative way, but in a positive way where you're doing what's best for you. People might not understand it. F them, right? With the strategy card here, there's planning and prediction as well. So I feel like this is where you're supposed to find balance as well with your hopes and your dreams, right? Is find balance in knowing that you just have this inner knowing. You don't need to plan every little detail because you can just feel things out. And that can be people, that can be work, that can be where you move to next. Like you might be saying, I can't just do that on a whim. Why not? You know what I mean? That's what the cards are saying. It's like, why not? Why can't you just live these hopes and dreams of just kind of going with the flow? And when you need to, bringing this Magician energy out. It's already inside of you. It's already in you. And there are some people that you can trust. You need to know that there are some people that you can trust. Even if there have been things that have happened between you, there are some people that you can trust. And there is a little bit of goodness in them because they can see this quality in you and they really admire it. There are some people that see your innocence, see your purity, see your curiosity about life, and that admire your ability to have your head in the clouds sometimes. And they hate when you kind of swat yourself down in a way. Like, you don't need to do that. You can be a little idealistic. You can be a little whatever. And it's okay. Now, your advice here, finally, is to know that your next steps here before you get everything you've been hoping and dreaming of is letting go of a few more people, a few more things that keep you confined like this, a few more things that just keep bringing negative energy towards you, right? This is your next step, and your advice is to be okay with this, okay? To be okay with it, because as you manifest a positive life for yourself, you also manifest this Two of Cups in reverse energy, which is disconnecting from anything that's not meant for you and that's keeping you trapped in a space that you ultimately do not want to be in. You may be afraid of this, but it's going to happen if you can let go and stop being blind to this greatness that you have inside you. Now, with this advice here, your advice here is to know that there are going to be a lot of no's before you hear yes. There are going to be a lot of people that cannot speak to you kindly or cannot communicate with you appropriately. There are going to be a lot of times where you're going to have to withdraw from things that you once loved. There are going to be divisions between you and things that you felt were home at some point. There are going to be people that you put your trust in and then they show you that you shouldn't have. There are going to be periods where you are going to have to learn the hard way how to truly love yourself. and to truly trust yourself more than anything. And you will learn this through separation, through disconnection, and through disharmony. And it's going to feel tough. It's going to make you feel trapped. But no, on the other side of that is everything that you've ever hoped and dreamed for. So with that being said, I want to thank you guys so much for being here if you've made it this far. And I will see you next time. Bye. Hi, card number 2. You chose the King of Pentacles in this deck. King of Pentacles. We're going to look at your hopes and your dreams today. What are your hopes and your dreams, but what are you also equally as afraid of, right? So first, we've got the Justice card. For some of you guys, that card might actually be quite literal, and we'll talk about that in a second. What else do we have? We have the Four of Cups. What? This is I'm kind of getting similar vibes, but on a larger scale than card number 1's pile. The third card you have here is the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands. And then, the Two of Wands in reverse. Okay, so what are your hopes and what are your fears? So I want to say when it comes to your hopes, you're pretty aware of them. For some of you guys, because I'm seeing here assigned with the King of Pentacles is the Justice card. So what I mean when I say this could be quite literal, some of you guys might actually want to work in some sort of field that helps balance out like the well-being of everyone involved. Like, for example, counselors. They get into counseling because they want to help, like some people do social work or things like that, where it's like on a larger scale, balancing out things. Now, for some of you guys, maybe this is criminal justice. Maybe this is maybe you want to be a judge. Maybe you want to, I'm just getting like the possibilities are really endless here. But with the King of Pentacles, not only do you want to do it, but you want it to be lucrative. You want whatever you choose in this lifetime. Even if you don't resonate with, I want to go into those fields. You just want to be balanced in yourself. And for a lot of you guys, the ability to be able to be balanced and do things the right way and for your highest good. You feel like this involves a lot of dedication to your money, to your domestic life, to the people you provide for. So some of you guys may want to be in a position of a provider in the sense where it's like maybe you want to work in maybe you want to be a part of like a big business or something, a big company or something, but you want to be on the side of like HR or the side that makes sure everyone gets paid equally, or like maybe you want to do some sort of like industrial organization or something like that. But there's just this energy here. You could even want to be like a consultant of some type, or just someone that gives really great advice, but not just when it comes to social endeavors, but maybe when it comes to money. Like maybe you want to be a CPA, or maybe you want to be an accountant, or maybe you want to have like some sort of like government contract here. But there's just this energy here of like whatever you want to do, you want it to be important. You want it to be important, right? You don't want to be like a small cog in a machine. For group number 2 or card number 2, and I may use those terms interchangeably, even if I say pile, just know I'm talking about you guys. Maybe that's what you want to do here. Now I'm seeing the type of person that you want to be here is already within you. I think some of you guys are having to learn, or maybe this is a process you've been going through over the past couple of years, but some of you guys are having to learn how to take a step back and be more objective, especially if there is some sort of emotional investment or depression, apathy, loss, rejection that you have experienced over and over again in your life. It's like all of those rejections have slowly taught you what it is to take yourself out of the equation and figure out, why did that happen? For example, some people may reject you with this King of Pentacles energy and the Justice card. Some people may reject you because they feel that you're better than them. Some people may reject you because genuinely they feel like you're better than them and they can't afford you. Like there's an energy of card number 2, in order for you to get your hopes and your dreams, is to recognize that sometimes when you don't get what you want, it's a blessing, right? Because some people would not be able to give you what you want, or that situation or that location or that job at that company you really wanted, or that acceptance into that university, or whatever it is, like whatever age or whatever, process or point you are in your life. Even if this has to do with like children, like maybe you have always wanted to have a balanced relationship with your family, and they just don't see you right, or and you're moving on to a point where you really want to focus on yourself and what's best for you. That's really what I'm getting here. Your hopes and dreams are not only aligned with whatever career path or lack thereof. Like for some of you guys, you might say, I just want to fucking sit at home and do nothing. Like I just want to sit on the couch and bathe in my luxury. And you're like, well, in order for me to do that, I may need to work first. Some of you guys may have like end goals after your end goals. You feel me? And what I'm also getting here with the 8 of Wands is that you may really want to travel, or you may want to quickly change your circumstances, the people in your life, or the location that you're living in right now. With the 8 of Wands, there's a sense of urgency. And I feel like for this particular group, when it comes to your fears, right? Your fears are not being able to choose what's right for you. Your fears are not being able to actually know what's best for you and accept an opportunity when it's right in front of you. So for some of you guys, you may have actually, like I said, chosen the wrong thing. Or like, for example, maybe you thought at some point you wanted to do art. And then at some point you went back and you said, no, I actually want to go into like social sciences, or I want to go into something else like completely. There's an energy with this pile where it's almost like you are identifying yourself as who you want, what's that word? Reintroducing yourself into this world as something completely different. And I feel like there have been a lot of people that don't accept that new side of you. Fuck them. Fuck them. And I say that because with this 8 of Wands, as compelled as you feel to move or change everything, you don't have to. But the 8 of Wands here, there's something telling me that there are some people or some really key components in your life right now that can stay. And there's something to do with evening out the scales here. And I can't help but notice with the Justice card here, we have 2 sides that are balanced out. And then right underneath it, you have the 2 of Wands, which is in reverse here, which has a lot to do with the planning that you're currently doing in your life. The planning that you're doing for your hopes and your dreams is exactly what is helping you fulfill your fears instead of your goals here. Because like I said, there's an option here or choices that you have made that were not for your highest good. Maybe they were for the good of others, or maybe you made them when you were not in the best like mental or emotional state, right? Like for example, if you cut people off that you really love, and you just had some sort of like emotional whatever going on, or if you jump to conclusions about things in the past with the 8 of Wands, it's okay. It's really okay. And the advice here for you is, can't let go. They can stay. And some of this is good for you. We're going to look at why there are some things in your life right now that are already going good for you. And maybe you are feeling compelled to self-sabotage. I'm kind of getting like the 5 of Swords energy here where you're psyching yourself out. Maybe even 8 of Swords here. I'm not seeing many swords at all, but it's like they should be here. Just to have this balance, right? Because we have Cups, we have Wands, and then we have Major Arcana here, and we have this King of Pentacles, but we need to see more. There's something here about balance of emotions, mind, body, spirit for this pile is how you can get to this highest good here. That's what your actual hopes are, but at the same time, your fear is that you'll never be able to be as balanced as you want to be. You'll never be able to be as objective or level-headed as you want to be. For some of you guys, you may be feeling like, I'll never be able to not care so much what other people think about the choices I'm making, and therefore, I'll constantly be choosing the wrong thing or paying attention to the wrong thing. No, don't say that. Don't say that. It's okay to acknowledge your fears, right? But it is not okay to bring them to life, to take them out of your head and to materialize them. That's too much, right? And for someone that is looking for this Justice, King of Pentacles energy to facilitate or manifest, that's the opposite way to go here. I want to say, you only have one reversal here, and this is for your advice. Which is, the advice here is that you need to rethink something. There's something here that you have been avoiding making a decision on. There's a start here that I'm hearing false start. Why is that? Let's look deeper into this. If you're still here, thank you so much. I'll leave some more links in the description box below where you can find access to your 12 Signs monthly readings. Everything will be available on my channel or my website, which is in the link, okay? So, let's see. Justice card here, clarifying. We have the Emperor. Oh, that's beautiful energy. This is the balance of Aries and Libra energy. So, the balance of doing what's best for you, what you want, and what's best for everyone as well. It's a really big responsibility. Like I said, some of you guys really may have like hopes and dreams to influence like the masses here, whether it is with writing, whether it is with like acting, or it is with whatever it is here. It's just like there's no way that you could do what you want to do here and not impact someone or someone's or some things. Like, you know, there's this sort of like domino effect that would happen, and you may be questioning, am I the right person for this? Am I respectable enough? Yeah, you are. What else? Let's clarify the Four of Cups here. Four of Pentacles, you got double four. I'm seeing a synchronicity already. It's so crazy because the Four of Cups is the card for Cancer, and then you just got the Four of Pentacles, and in this deck, it has literally Capricorn. So we're seeing a synchronicity in axes here, and one spectrum, or a spectrum, and being on the opposite sides of it, and needing to find a balance in between. So, ooh, great. That'll segue us into your advice. What else do we have here? We have the Eight of Wands. Clarifying that, we have the Six of Swords in reverse. Okay, this card came out for card number one, but it was definitely in a different position. So we'll look at that. Okay, and then finally, we've got the Page of Swords in reverse here. Yeah, what did I say? Some of you guys are not taking action on something. You're letting people's gossip, insults that they have thrown towards you, people's cynical nature, or lack of planning in their own life, or sarcasm, whatever it is, you're letting people's like pessimism, I think, get in your way. And you may even be starting to digest that shit as your own. Don't. Small-minded people will stay that way. And they want you to stay that way with them too. Clarifying the Justice and the Emperor, we have the Coach. Yeah, like I said, some of you guys want to go into counseling or want to be someone that has a lot of knowledge. You may want to be a professor. You may want to just really like lead. And it's your passion. Like you may want to teach art, or you may want to teach something, or you may want to just gather a lot of experience and then eventually be someone that leads people. That's okay. What else? Four of Cups here. We got the Stop card. Stop card, which is all about stagnation, pause, and breaks here. Oh, I see. There's something here about giving too much to where you have nothing left. But then there's also ignoring what's being given to you as well, or not appreciating what's being given to you. So some of you guys, you know, maybe with this King of Pentacles energy, you're learning to not put too much value on material things and to step outside of that, and do something that you're truly passionate about. Like, for example, maybe you went into like STEM, and you hate it now. And there's this energy of needing to learn how to support yourself and provide for yourself and whoever else you need to, while also doing something that you love, while also doing something that you feel passionate about. Now I'm seeing 1 and 2 here. 1 + 2 is 3. So it's a lot about changing your mindset here, which will inadvertently and almost instantaneously, immediately change not only your emotional state, the way that you feel towards these new hopes and fears. Because for some of you guys, I feel like this is new. Like card number 1, I was like, maybe you guys have known what you wanted to do your entire life. But with card number 2, I'm getting like, there's a change. You know what I mean? There's a change, and the way that it came about may have been abrupt. It may have been something that you've fought for a long time with this 8 of Wands and 6 of Swords here, because these are really different, compelling energies. One is quick, fast, quick communication, like almost like a eureka moment. And the other one is really, really, really going at a slow snail's pace here, having a hard time moving away from something that no longer works from you, being stuck, right? So maybe you were stuck in a contract. Maybe you had to finish this fellowship, or maybe you had to move quickly because of like a really uncomfortable situation or something, and it damaged your plans here, and you are going back thinking about maybe the lack of planning you made when you did it, and you could have done something better. But there's just this energy here of you guys maybe being a bit too hard on yourself. Clarifying the 8 of Wands and the 6 of Swords, we've got the Stress card. Yeah, like I said, you guys are giving yourself headaches, putting a lot of pressure on yourselves, or maybe this was a past energy, right? With 7 + 3, I'm seeing 10. Maybe you guys, your family, or past dreams, or past there's with the 10 here, 7 + 3 = 10. There's just something that took so much. 6 + 8, what is that? 14, 24 divided by 2 is 12. 12 here again. Stop. Yeah, there's something that you had to pull away from, or something that kept you very stagnant. like for some of you guys, like maybe you were in a relationship with someone that always had your money tied up, or never, like just never give you the opportunity to do anything for yourself because they kept you very controlled. And maybe you're trying to get into this King of Pentacles energy for yourself now. Maybe you're trying to take back your own power here. Some of you guys may have really been like manipulated, or if not manipulated, just like I'm hearing like a cog in a machine, or just, you know, like part of a person that worked in the assembly line. Like, you know what I mean? Like, for example, some of you guys may have worked in like fast food and then one day woke up and said, no, but I actually want to do more. Or, and it's not that that's wrong. You do whatever you want to do, right? But I'm just saying that there's this energy of like, you did something and now you want to do something completely different. Now with the Two of Wands and the Page of Swords for your advice, we're clarifying this with the marionette. Yeah, like I said, some of you guys felt like a puppet. This is dictatorship. What did I say? Dictatorship, domination, and reluctance here. 1 + 5. 1 + 5 is 6. So something about unequal give and take. Giving, doing so much. Especially if this was in work. At like a dead-end job. Or somewhere where someone just wanted to keep you in that pocket because you were good there. But you could have been great elsewhere, and that scared them. There's also something here about your hopes and your fears. With the generosity, you're afraid of giving too much to the wrong situations. You're afraid of investing in the wrong thing. For some of you guys, maybe you are trying to get into investing and you're like, I don't even know where to start. Or maybe you have experienced that and now you know better and you want to coach people on those sorts of things of, hey, I have done XXXX so wrong in my life. And it has caused me stress, it has caused me headaches, it has caused me insomnia. And now I know better and I want to teach people this. And maybe you're like, people are going to laugh at me, or people don't want to hear my story, or people would not respect me if I showed them like how far I've come. No. Like, stop that. Because there are a lot of people that would love to hear that, especially if they've been in a similar position. I can't help but see here that for your clarifications here, all 4 of them came out upright, and then we have these 3 in reverse, and you had 1 in reverse before that, before we started that clarification here. Now, it does make a difference in this particular reading, okay? Because these things that are upside down are how do I explain this? Your hopes and your fears are correct. You don't need to change them, okay? You are correct to be a little bit afraid, but you're also correct to recognize that you are someone actually very respectful. You can be objective. You can have structure. You can have discipline. You can be stable. You can control the masses. You can step into your divine masculine energy a little bit more. You can lead. For some of you guys, maybe you are afraid that you won't be a good father. I just heard that. Or a good parent. But for a lot of you guys, I'm getting like, if there are males watching, they might have selected this pile because there's just something here of needing to step into your masculine energy here a little bit more. And that doesn't mean that you have to be a man, but masculine energy is just a different sort of energy, right? Feminine is a little bit more receptive and takes a step back. But masculine, because I'm seeing here, what is it? Aries as well as Libra. No, you are meant to lead. You are meant to tell people things. Like, the people are meant to hear your words. For a lot of you guys, like, you could be an excellent orator, or you could have a really beautiful voice, or like maybe you want to sing, or I don't know. Like, the possibilities are really endless here. Like, for example, maybe you want to sing, but you've always been a backup singer at church, and they told you that's the only thing you could ever do. No, you know what I mean? No, yeah, I'm just hearing like no. Now with this person that you're meant to be someone that breaks patterns. You're meant to be someone that can take a step back and relax when you need to. And you're meant to be someone that is okay with knowing that sometimes things take a little bit longer. Now I'm seeing here with the 8 of Wands that is something that brings fears in you. When things aren't moving quickly enough, it brings fears in you, and it starts to make you overthink. And it may even keep you in negative situations, because once you start overthinking, you start to believe the things that you're thinking. But those are just thoughts. Thoughts have power, right? But give power to the thoughts that are like more positive here. I'm also getting that with the 4 of Pentacles in reverse. You're a bit delusional about this side of yourself that either ignores what's good for you or gives too much to things that are not good for you at all. Like I just keep hearing dead end. Like, putting so much energy and effort and time and everything into something that is just not meant to make you shine. You are meant to be someone that actually manages others. Like, for example, if you want to be an architect, right, you would have a bunch of like independent contractors that you had to hire, but you give them the vision and you then let them do their job. Like, there's this energy here of like, this pile is meant to work with the masses, even if it is in a higher position, and you don't have to feel bad about that. Like, for example, if you guys have had shitty bosses and you're like, well, I don't know if I'm meant to be a boss because you don't want to be like them, don't then. Like, don't be like them then. Be someone that is like a beautiful, kind, responsible, yet fair leader. And maybe you're like, I don't know if I can balance this assertive, competitive, or whatever nature in me, and also the ability to be kind and polite and generous. Yes, you can. Those are just your fears talking. Maybe you haven't had the best examples. Even if it came to authority figures in your own life, like your own parents. Maybe they were super controlling and they just made you feel like you can't do what you're meant to do. You can do it. Like, you really can. And with this location and people in your life, there are some people that will just constantly and continuously just continue to bring you headaches. And, you know, maybe you do need to just finally pick up and walk away, right? I said earlier, some of you guys may want to travel or want to move, and you're like, but, okay, but nothing. Someone with the Justice and the Emperor coming out, crowning their reading with the Coach card, you don't need anybody to give you advice. With the Two of Wands in reverse, maybe you plan your life too fucking much. Like, maybe you start getting too pessimistic, and then you're like looking each and every way when you can just do it. Like, yeah. If you are still in this mentality, right? Because look at these two very conflicting energies here. Someone is a coach, very calm, very patient. They're in a casual wear, right? They're chilling. And then the opposite side is someone who's literally a puppet in a suit, working 9 to 5. Even if that's okay, you can work a 9 to 5. But some of you guys really don't want to, right? And it makes you feel boggled down. Some of you guys are like, I can't quit my day job. But those of you that have already recognized that you have put yourself in a position of being a puppet for people that do not deserve, or people that are not respectable, get out. It's the people that have already realized that they have put themselves in this puppet position that are ready to break out of it. But those of you that are still a little bit delusional or hard to hear, right? Because those are it's hard to hear that you have pushed away good things in your life when the only thing you want is good shit. It's hard to hear that. But once you have heard it, and you know, I'm just seeing opposite sides of the spectrum on both sides here. Like, up here is a leader. Up here is someone that knows what to do, says what's right, and people follow them and respect them. And then on here is someone that doesn't plan, someone that just lets other people tell them what to do, someone that is pessimistic or cynical or sarcastic, and therefore they're stuck in this sort of position here. And then you have two opposite sides of the spectrum here, where here is someone that's moving too slow, or someone that is over giving, or just too reckless with the way that they're spending money. And then on this side, you have, and it's almost like an apathy here. Like with the Four of Pentacles in reverse and the Four of Cups here, it's like this is something that is in the background that you may not even realize. But here, this is front and center in your mind all the time. Things need to be moving faster. Oh, but what about this place? Oh, I need to move out by this date. Oh, bills are due at this time. Like, it's just opposite energy here, right? But you look up here with the King of Pentacles. Look how prim and proper they look. They're in a suit because they want to be. Not because they have to be. Not because their boss gave them a dress code. They are the boss. You could walk in with pajamas with this new dream that you have, and no one can tell you shit, right? Who could tell you shit? That's what I'm hearing. So that is the end of your reading about your hopes and your fears. Card number 2. I thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hi, card number 3. You chose the Hermit card. So crazy. I'm filming this during Virgo season. This is the card for Virgo, and I'm also a Virgo. And Virgo season literally just started 2 days ago. Wait, actually maybe 3 days ago now, but okay. Let's look at your hopes and your dreams. First card we have here is the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles. I already have a feeling about this group. Two of Swords. The World card in reverse. With the Five of Wands. Okay. What are your hopes and what are your fears? I think that your hopes are to really disconnect, honestly. There's an energy of this pile. Maybe you're getting out of a marriage. Maybe you are leaving like a home where your roommates were just constantly fighting with you. Maybe you are getting out of a relationship with someone that constantly lied to you, gaslit you, and or stonewalled you. Maybe you are getting out of a friendship with someone that just leached off you or just waited for you to reach your full potential and gave you bare minimum until they felt like you were there so you could give to them. There's just this energy with card number 3. And I'm even finding myself speaking so much lighter than I was with the other cards. Because I think you guys really just need peace. I really feel like that is what this particular group is yearning for here. I can't help but see that all of these cards, except for the 5 of Wands, which is your advice here, are single people. I mean, the World card, yes, but I mean, there's just one singular body right there in the middle. But there's something about pressure here. There's something about working really hard. There's something about your day-to-day life being stressful or being afraid that for the rest of your life, you're never going to be able to manage your day-to-day life issues without struggle, or being afraid of being alone. Some of you guys maybe, like I said, are coming out of something where you were around others, and now you're having to kind of step into yourself. Others could have been a job, others could have been coworkers, others could have been community members, like if you were religious or something like that. There's something here about, like, even if you're like becoming an outcast here, like there's something about someone here being an outcast, and you could have been an outcast your entire life, yet always been tied to other people, right? Because the outcast is like, they're an outcast because there's them and then there's their group. But you're finally separating yourself from that group, and maybe on the other side of that is finding your community. But I'm getting that your hopes and your fears right now are not even on that last part about finding your community. It's about finding yourself. And what makes you feel good on your own, what makes you feel confident. Reaping your own riches. Maybe you've had to share way too much with other people and you just want to be left alone. Yeah. So let's move into this a little bit more. I think that you guys are very aware that this Hermit and 9 of Pentacles energy is where you want to be. I'm getting like, yeah, like I'm good on my own. You want to be good on your own, okay? Whatever that looks like for you. I get that for a lot of you guys, this is financially. Like, you don't want to have to live with another person. You don't want to have to. If you do, cool. But this could also be like, I want to be happily single. Like, I've been in a relationship for so long, and my kids just turned 20 something and I can finally do something for me. Like, there's just something here about needing to step away from whatever conflict there is in you. And for a lot of you guys, this could be emotional. This could be the energy of wanting to be good on your own, but also being afraid of that isolation, because maybe it will take you to a low place, or maybe you're afraid that you're never going to find your purpose. Maybe you're afraid that your purpose is always meant to be searching and never be found. Oh, that was deep. Whoa. Yeah, this is a very deep pile, and I think you're going through something really special right now. And it may feel very confusing or intense, and like no one else could give you advice on it because it's so unique to you and your own life. There's something that you guys are starting to see here, delusions that you're letting go of, and karmic cycles that you're needing to learn why they no longer serve you, okay? There's something about your fears come out in your own self-sabotage, okay? And they have to be overcome here. But you already were put on this earth to be good on your own. You were put on this earth to be good on your own. And it doesn't mean that you have to be alone, but it means that you need to be good on your own first, okay? That might be what you're afraid of. Maybe people have always told you, you'll be nothing without me, or no one's going to love you the way I would, or maybe people have just told you like some really, really, really like hurtful things that just stuck with you forever. Don't listen to that. For some of you guys, it's not even that people have told you that, but you feel like life has told you that over and over. But there's something here about not seeing what the actual message is behind what's going on. And we're going to look deeper at that right now. If you're still here, Still here. If you're still here, thank you for being here. The type of person that you are meant to be is already within you, okay? And that is someone that can close off your heart space when you need to. Maybe this is the pile of people that are like serial monogamists or hopeless romantics that have gotten into relationships before they were good on their own. Or maybe, yeah. There's also something here about financial responsibility as well. Taking on financial responsibilities on your own. Or letting go of some sort of like heavy burdens here. It doesn't have to be financial, but I'm getting here that for a lot of you guys, this may have to do with your home life, or may really impact your home life or your work life. Just something that doesn't necessarily have to involve other people, but has for so long. There's something in you that you are already confident about that you just need to embody it more. Like you need to embody that confidence. It's like the energy of like someone who's like, oh, that's a good quality in myself, but then they don't use it, right? They recognize it could be really great, but you don't use it. Like, for example, this could be a pile of people, regardless of if you've been in relationships, when you finally say I'm done, or when you finally withdraw, like you do it well. And you may even find that when you're not around people, that your success actually gets better. And that may be hard because you feel like, damn, does that mean I'm meant to be alone forever? No, but you are meant to find comfortability in that first, is what I'm hearing. Now, there's something about the people and the location in your life. You could feel like you have unfinished business somewhere. Something that, it may not be you though. It may be like other people that have been like, no, you can't go. A location or a person, whether that is like, oh, I'm bound to this lease, or I'm bound to this contract. It was similar in card number 2, where there was something here about being bound. But with the world card in reverse, it's a little bit deeper than that. I think there's something here about karma here that needs to be read into. What, clarifying the 9 of Pentacles here, you have the 6 of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, I said something about financial responsibility here. There's debt. For some of you guys, this has something to do with debt, or getting into situations where there have always been strings attached. People that just expect for you to constantly give them gifts or whatever, and they never really give you anything back. You could, and maybe this is you. Maybe this was you at some point. Maybe you were the one that was never really giving enough. And now someone has left you and you're having to support yourself. Okay, it could go either way. But there's just something here about power dynamics that we're not equal here. And so your hopes are to be able to stand good on your own, but your fears are that you're constantly going to be stuck in a cycle that involves selfishness, inequality, abuse of power, whatever. Okay, now 2 of Swords here, clarifying that we have the Ace of Swords. Like I said, there's something that you already, there's a breakthrough that you're waiting on that I feel like you've already experienced and you've just been ignoring here with the 2 of Swords. There's something that you already know to be true that you're not looking at. There's a new idea that you've had for a while, or a vision you've had for a while, or a focus that you've been wanting to go towards for a while. And it makes you feel like you could actually be successful with, or it brings you some sort of mental clarity, and you have been shying away from it. Clarifying the World card in reverse here, we have the 8 of Cups. Yeah, what did I say? Something about unfinished cycles or unfinished business here. But it's not that at all. It's that you just need to finally move on. There's something that you really just need to finally walk away from, okay? And like I said, for some of you guys, this could have been that someone or something like was taken from you, or you had to walk away from something. Take that as it resonates, right? Because I feel like for some of you guys, this could have been a loss, right? Like an actual loss of a person. But for others of you, it could have been like, for example, maybe you went through like a natural disaster and you lost your home. And it's not that you didn't do anything, but maybe you just didn't market yourself or set yourself up financially enough to be fine after that natural disaster or after that tower moment. And so, yeah, there's this energy here of like learning lessons and also something to do with generating karma. But I'm seeing here with the 8 of Cups, this is feeling unfulfilled in your current situation and needing to walk away from it. Now, this has a lot to do with your emotions, and I can't help but notice that this is the first Cups card that has came out. So what you have been ignoring here is your feelings. Some of you guys have really been feeling like you need to really go and search for the truth here and be on your own, or walk away from something and spend a little bit of time by yourself, or just away from all the chaos, searching for the truth, leaving, and doing this clearly. You're not sneaking away from something, right? Like, for example, maybe you guys have always left the door open for certain people or certain things to come back if you feel like whatever. But there's something here about, no, like, close the door and slam it, then lock it. Your advice here is the Five of Wands, which is some sort of conflict here, but it could be that your advice here is to embody this. But let's see, though. What's the advice here? Clarifying the Five of Wands, we've got the Moon. Again, with the feelings. There's illusions. What was I talking about? Delusions, things that you're not seeing clearly, things that are being hidden here. There's an internal conflict in you that has a lot to do with your emotions, potentially your mother, or emotional connections that you have made, okay? And these are unknown fears that come out in your life and block your hopes and dreams, which are just to honestly just be good on your own. And I'm not saying this in a negative way, but the first two, or which one are we on? Yeah, the first two piles, they had very lofty goals. Like, they had a lot of things that they wanted to do. And there's this energy here, even if you're, especially if you're like older, right? And you've done a lot of things already, but then you got yourself into like a complacent energy or something. There's something here about like, no, I don't need to like go from rags to riches. Maybe you've already done that. But you didn't save right or invest properly or whatever. And now you're stuck at square one, having to figure out what emotionally satisfies you now. There's a fear of the unknown here and not being able to trust your intuition because you're confusing that intuition with anxiety that should be ignored with the Five of Wands. There's things coming out, things that are unseen coming out in inexplicable ways, right? Like, maybe you're finding yourself irritated or agitated all the time, and that's why you're having to take a withdrawal from people, because you can't figure out why. And it's because there's something here that you've been longing for, or something here that's been draining you, that you have constantly just like keep going. But even though you have already gone through the mental clarity of seeing it, it's like going back and forth here, right? It's funny because we pulled the Two of Swords before the Ace, but the Ace becomes before the Two. So it's like somebody that goes back and forth from being stuck in these delusions and then seeing the truth and then going back because of fear, because of anxiety. Maybe you guys keep telling yourself like you don't know what's best for you. If you don't, who will? And I think that's why your hopes and your dreams here are to really go in this hermit mode and soul search, like figure out what your purpose is here. The Nine of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles in reverse, clarifying that, we have the endorsement card here. This talks about persuasion, bribes, and temptation. What did I say earlier? 5 plus 7, or 5 plus 2 is 7. 9, 7, and 6. But what I'm seeing here is that you're afraid of being tempted or bribed by something that will make life look easy or make it seem like you'll never have to struggle. But your purpose is to actually get those things for yourself. Okay, so there could be people that come in and try and tempt you, or maybe they try and persuade you that they can offer you something that they really can't and you could get on your own. And it could be that you're tempted by emotional attachment or emotional connections to people, and there's nothing wrong with that. Maybe you like to be with another, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, I have to say it again, but you do need to be good on your own first and not be tempted by shiny shit. And I mean that quite literally. Shit that's shiny, shit that's just painted in gold or spray painted in gold. Like the energy of like someone that offers you a necklace, right? But before you can really like look at it clearly enough and to realize that it's fake gold, they tell you it's real gold and you're like, oh, thank you, I can't believe you spent that on me. But they didn't. You know what I mean? And it was just a part of a plot here. So there's something here about needing to see clearly through people's intentions, or needing to really look at the longevity of whatever choices you're making for your hopes and your dreams, and ask yourself, is this choice just going to put me in a position where I'm going to have to walk away after investing way too much? What is this? Two of Swords, clarifying the Two of Swords with the Ace of Swords, we've got real estate. Wealth, investment, and what did I just say? Wealth, investment, in mega projects. 7 again on here. Like I said, some of you guys may be invested in a job or buying a home or something, and it's like you didn't think too much about it, or maybe you're seeing now the truth behind it, like maybe I do need to sell, or maybe I do need to whatever. And it's, you go back and forth between knowing what you need to do to invest in yourself and accumulate this wealth, which maybe some of you guys are trying to get with the Nine of Pentacles, or maybe it's just finding a balance in your career, or finding a level of self-respect here. Like maybe there are a lot of people that respect you for what you do, but for whatever reason, your heart's just not in it, or it doesn't feel as fulfilling. And maybe you feel judged by wanting to step away from that, but that's okay. Like, yeah, there's something here about needing to be good on your own, outside of the input of others, outside of the emotions of others, and just really figuring out how you feel. This is the pile of people, maybe you work, and you never ask yourself, am I actually happy? And this investment here is more about investing in what you already have found to make you feel something again. But it's like, almost like in order to get it, you would have to walk away from something. And that brings up fears and anxieties for you, which everyone has, but at some point you have to let them go and do that soul searching to know you're walking towards your life purpose here, and you're not going to be tempted by things that look like shiny shit. Okay, clarifying the world in reverse with the 8 of Cups here, we've got protest. Protest, inadequacy, sue, and attention. Maybe and then there's 6 here again. Maybe there are some people that owe you money, and you're like, well, I don't want to walk away yet because they still owe me. No, you'll get it back tenfold, because it's like, for example, maybe there's someone that has been promising you a promotion for like the past 8 months, and they've never given it to you. Even when you say, I really feel like this is unfair, or I really feel like you are putting me in a place where I'm never going to be able to be good on my own. Or maybe there are people that have treated you really bad or slandered you or something, and you have been like, I should sue them, but you're afraid to, because that would mean that you would have to break some sort of contract, or I don't know. But it's just like this energy here of, there's a lot of effort that would go into it, and it has a lot to do with equal give and take. And there's something about attention here. There's something here that deserves attention. 8 of Cups plus attention. Maybe there are some people that really do need to see you walk away for them to learn and deal with their own karma here. Some of you guys might be trying to protect people from their own karma. Whether you are the one that takes this action or someone else does, people are going to get what they're meant. And if you're meant to get money from someone that owes you money or something like that, do it. Do it. What am I seeing here? Commitment. What did I say? Something about contract or binding. It literally says contract on this card. This is crazy. Obstruction, binding. There's similar energies here of all these people entangled here with all these arguments and chaos. 3 plus 4, 7. What? You got 7, 7 here, and then there's 6 there. You got the 6 of Pentacles there with a 9. What did I say? 7, 9, 6. That's crazy. Okay, obstruction. Yeah, there's just something here. Your advice here is that there is something here that is genuinely blocking you, and it is binding you. Binding you. And it could be your fears. It could be a situation that you really need to walk away from here. With the 7 here, it could be a person. It could be a contract. It very well could be an agreement that you're in right now that you need to find a way out of, okay? Because it's like those people, they only want to keep you in that to bleed you dry. Okay, so there is a need here with the Hermit to really withdraw and go into yourself here. And it's going to be very uncomfortable, I'm feeling, for this pile, because so much of what you do is entangled with others, especially if you have air sign placements or Pisces placements or Virgo placements. I'm seeing that come out a lot here. And you may even if you have fixed placements, you may not resonate with them that much. But the energy of fixed signs, which is what I'm getting that you need to embody here. Fixed energy is the energy of someone who keeps things constant, right? But if you've ever met a Taurus, or you've ever met a Scorpio, or you've ever met an Aquarius, right? Or even a Leo, those people can walk away. It's about having healthy pride and having a balance of it, right? So Leo and Aquarius, they balance their creativity and their distinctiveness, right, with their ability to share that with others, right? Leo is meant to shine, and Aquarius is meant to shine in a different way, in a unique way, that is not rooted in needing attention from others, but fulfilling their own purpose and being able to share their purpose with others and make them feel happy with it. Now, the Scorpio and Taurus axis is a little bit different, right? Because they are meant to, it's crazy because Taurus is meant to kind of keep things and keep them balanced and make them stick, right? But sometimes Taurus can get complacent because they love pleasure and they love consistency. And it's hard to step out of consistency when you know what to expect with it, right? But then at the same time, once Taurus gets pushed so hard and taken advantage of so much as an earth sign, eventually they tear everything down. Or they get into this Two of Swords energy here, where it's like they know that they need to walk away, and maybe they just get really stubborn, or they close their eyes because there's a fear between actually doing it, right? But then you see Scorpio. which is the opposite of them, right? Not ruled by the lovely planet of Venus, but ruled by Mars and Pluto, where it's intense and they have to tear shit down to regenerate themselves constantly. And it's exhausting, right? And Taurus can resonate with that, right? Because they have this slow buildup of needing to walk away. And maybe that's what you're experiencing, that you've been dedicated to something for so long and walking away from it hurts almost, right? But there's a need of balance between all of those energies here. What I'm getting is being your authentic self, sharing that with others, fulfilling your purpose, finding that stability in yourself, but also knowing when to walk away. There's a balance of all of that fixed energy here that's really needing to come out, because I keep seeing Taurus here with the Six of Pentacles in reverse, but I'm also seeing Gemini, Libra, Aquarius here tied to these delusions and maybe bad investments. With the 7 here, it has a lot to do with your interpersonal relationships, perhaps. Now, I'm also seeing here with the protest that this could do with work. There could be a work situation that you really need to walk away from. There's Pisces on that card. Maybe that's significant. Maybe your boss is a Pisces and they're very manipulative, or I don't know. I just don't know. I mean, the possibilities are endless here, but I'm seeing Pisces here as well, tying in with your advice and that binding commitment here. So that's why I say maybe your boss has Pisces placements, or maybe you work in a position where you really have to embody like Pisces qualities or something, and walking away makes you feel like a shitty person. Don't, okay? So that is the end of your reading, card number 3. And I want to say thank you so much for being here. If you made it this far, I'll see you guys next time. And thanks for visiting Planet J. Bye. Hi, card number 4. You chose the 4 of Swords. It's actually kind of funny that, because I did a random poll for these right before I started the reading, and the 4 of Swords came up for the 4th pile. So there's some sort of synchronicity there. Maybe this really is your pile. Okay. 4 of Swords, your hopes and your dreams here. Let's just get into it. But I kind of already have an inkling of where this is going. Some of you guys may be feeling a little bit burnt out right now. Okay? And that's okay. Let's see. What are your hopes and your fears? 3 of Wands. What else? King of Swords in reverse. 3 of Pentacles. With the Page of Cups. So this is the first pile that every single card has been minor arcana. And what I'm getting from that is that you guys have done a lot. You've done a lot. And you may, like I said, just be really burnt out right now. And you don't want, you guys may not want really big changes right now. You may just hope to be able to be in this conscious, what's that word? You may want to just do nothing. The 4 of Swords is asking you to do that as well. There's something here about needing to recharge so that you are ready for the challenges that are coming up. Okay? And they're coming up way in the future. Don't worry about them right now. But there's something here about feeling like you're off your trajectory in life, and that you need to realign yourself with your purpose and your core values so that you can regenerate your own power and then show up fully in your relationships, in your job, in your hobbies, in your life in general. Conscious surrender, that's what this is about. That's what your hopes are. But at the same time, you're afraid that you're not going to be able to come out of this burnout. For some of you guys, maybe you have been doing a lot and you're feeling burnout coming on, and this is a call for you to take a step back. And for some of you guys, it may be that you need to stop doing everything on your own and delegate. Especially if this has to do with work. There's something here about needing to use the people around you. Needing to work with the people around you. There's something here about attempting to do everything on your own is actually the main reason why you cannot get to your dreams and your hopes right now. Or maybe the main root of your fear is that you can't do it all on your own. And you do need to surrender, but the sound of doing that is crazy to you. With the King of Swords in reverse. But the thing is that you guys may be actually ignoring your physical needs at this current moment. Remember that your body is a vessel. It carries your soul. And so you need to do your due diligence to take care of it. Maybe you need to start working out. Or maybe you need to stop working out so hard. You know what I mean? Maybe you need to stop picking at yourself so much and just relax. But for others of you guys, maybe you really have fallen off. Okay? And that's okay too. Whatever that looks like for you, there's something here about being exhausted. And With the Three of Wands sitting there on the top, there's something about planning. You're hoping to be able to plan something in the future, but it's like before you can do that, I think you need to take a pause. Or maybe for you, planning is a pause because you're constantly on the go. So you know what that looks like for you. So let's see. Clarifying the Three of Wands here, we've got the Nine of Cups in reverse. Something didn't pan out the way you wanted it to. Or maybe you're just really unhappy right now. Maybe this is walking away from someone that, or something that you had a lot of hopes for, but ended up bringing out greed or ungratefulness or disappointment that you didn't expect. What's this King of Swords? Knight of Wands. Oh, you guys try to run your life very logically, but there's been something in you that has been calling you to be a little bit more courageous. And you've been feeling the sense of adventure. Maybe you want to travel and you're like, I can't travel, I have too much to do, or I have kids I have to take care of, or maybe you want to do like things that are a little bit more impulsive and to you irrational, and you're afraid of that. Like maybe you want to take like a random trip somewhere and just vacate on your own, and you're convincing yourself that you can't. What's this Three of Pentacles? What? No way. The other Three of Pentacles upright, clarifying it, is the Three of Pentacles in reverse here. This could have a lot to do with work. It says literally on this card, working alone, poor work quality, office politics, your ego, there being competition, lack of teamwork, and conflict here. So there's something here, like I said, of maybe you need to ask for help, or maybe there are people that are taking advantage of your help, and that's why you're like, oh, I could never leave because I have so much on my plate. You know? Okay, clarifying the Page of Cups here, which is the interesting energy that I'm more drawn to, is the Queen of Swords in reverse. So you have the King and the Queen coming out in reverse here. Okay, clarifying the Three of Wands with the Nine of Cups in reverse, we've got the apology. Interesting. Guilt, confession, and forgiveness. Okay. So maybe you guys are actually in a period where you're having to forgive people that are taking a step away so that you can recuperate or heal from, like I said, people that just disappointed you, or situations that disappointed you, or people that owe you apologies and never gave them to you. And maybe you just no longer want to wait around for them. Maybe you're just trying to apologize to yourself and say, I'm sorry I got us in this situation. But now we're going to heal from it and be better. There's something about confessions here and guilt, whether that be you or others. There's something here about once you open up and confess something that's already in your heart space, that's when you transform, with the 7 and 1 here, making 8. Clarifying the King of Swords in reverse with the Knight of Wands, we've got the promise. Oh, promise. 2 + 8 is 10. Responsible, confirmation, and assurance. I will say this is the group here that is kind of a doozy. Like, I feel like your message is, the other ones were very clear, but for this one, it's almost like promise and apology. Maybe you guys' hopes and dreams are to go back to someone, and it doesn't make sense. Maybe you have passion for someone of your past, or passion for someone that is not as logical as you, and it could even be that that person owes you apologies, or owes you, like they made hopes and promises to you that they didn't keep, and yet you still feel compelled to them, and you hope to be with them. But at the same time, you hope to be able to heal from them, and it's a difficult dichotomy. This doesn't have to be a person. Maybe it could be like your family. Like maybe you have been waiting for an apology from your family members, and you just never got it, but you still want to have like a loving relationship with them. This could be children as well. Three of Pentacles. Clarifying the Three of Pentacles upright in reverse. Marriage. What did I say? Marriage and promise here. I think that this piles, your hopes and dreams, whether you want to admit it or not, actually have a lot to do with finding love. Maybe you feel like you need to heal from a past relationship before you can find love. Because I'm seeing 6 here plus 10. 10 and 6, I mean, those are both earth sign numbers. That's Capricorn and Virgo, but it's not about the signs. It's more about the energy behind it. sweet love, couple, dependency, paired here with the Three of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles in reverse. Maybe you guys were cheated on. Maybe someone here was cheated on, or they were with someone that was just there for passion and never kept their promises with you, or never gave you that sense of commitment that you really wanted. And it hurt. They could have been very manipulative or bitchy towards you, cold towards you, spiteful, cruel, unforgiving, bitter, malicious, pessimistic. And here you are. I feel like this is you. I feel like this is your energy with this Page of Cups. It's just very genuine, sweet, and charming. And I feel like you don't get that energy back from other people. So your hopes are to take a step away and recover from this and go through this sort of conscious surrender. Maybe this is the energy of trying again with a marriage. Like maybe, or a relationship, someone comes back and they say, well, I want to be different. And maybe you are afraid of doing it, but you actually hope for it. You hope to couple with them. And this doesn't have to be a marriage. Like this could be, like I said, like maybe you left a job and they come back and say, we are so sorry we let you go. We want you back. And here's your raise. And you're like, I don't trust it. Or maybe it's a friend or something here, but there's this energy here, regardless of it. It hasn't come out in the cards, but I feel it. Like there's something of the past here that is still pulling on you. And therefore, that's why your hopes and your dreams here are the Four of Swords, because that's a need for recuperation. I feel like the heart space of card number 4 is very heavy right now. And that's okay. Clarifying the Page of Cups with the Queen of Swords in reverse, we've got loss. Yeah, what did I say? Loss, sorrow, damage. Like, yeah. 1 + 3, 13. That's 13 is endings. 4, that means you had emotional attachment to it. It could have been a mother. It could have been like a woman in your life. It could have been something that you expected to be nurtured by, or something you expected to have a healthy attachment to, and it went bad, it went sour, and it got bitter, and it's like you want them, or you want that back, or, you know, maybe they had Libra, Sag placements. There's Pisces coming out here as well as Capricorn. I'm not really getting it more of signs, though. I'm getting it more of like energy. Like it could have been someone that was very business oriented and they never worked with you. It could have been someone that always kept their options open and they always had you and then someone else, or maybe 2 other people. It could have been, and this could extend to other areas outside of love, right? Like, for example, if you were constantly being passed up for a promotion because they always had 3 other options and you were never the one that became number 1. Like, there's just something here of like, maybe that really broke you and you feel like you deserve some real apologies here, because it has hurt you. Like, it damaged you in a way. And you're trying to heal from it. There's something here about loss, and it's not loss of like natural circumstances. It's like loss where it's like it could have been avoided, or it didn't have to be like that, is what I'm hearing. It didn't have to be like that, but it did. And it made you so unhappy. It makes you so unhappy when you think about these things that you planned for, or ships that you set out to sail and they never got where they needed to. You could be keeping this all to yourself here and really need to find a group of friends or people to confide in and share your real hopes and dreams for. Once you get out of this sad energy, there's almost this energy of like, you guys may not even know what it is that you're hoping for right now, aside from just being okay. But in the back of your mind, the idea of having someone, whether that be a friend or having someone, a romantic partner, or someone that just dedicates themselves to you, and you can promise to each other that you'll be there for each other. I feel like this is a lonely pile. I feel like this is a lonely pile here. And all the clarification cards are showing, like, they're, what I mean by that is that the 3 of Wands, 1 person, Page of Cups, 1 person, Queen of Wands, 1 person, King of Swords, 1 person, Knight of Wands, 1 person, with many options and many passions. But with the 3 of Pentacles here, clarifying it with the marriage card, it's showing me those are the only cards that have 3 people here. But then it came out again in reverse, showing me that even when there were other people, it didn't always work. It didn't always mesh. It didn't always have a collaborative, balanced, and considerate nature to it. There's always something about having to sacrifice something, and that's not right. So maybe your hopes here, whether you are ready to admit it, right, because maybe you're still healing, is that you don't actually want to be alone, but you need to be right now for a little while. And alone does not mean alone in the sense where you cannot talk to anybody. You should. You should find someone that you can confess to, even if that means getting like a professional with the Three of Pentacles. Maybe this is the pile that really needs to hear, hey, I see that you're going through something, and I think that you should reach out and get some help. Really, truly. Or maybe this is like, hey, I see your marriage is really tough on you right now. Maybe you should try speaking to a marriage counselor, or like something like that, where it's like, this pile needs to hear that you can't do it all on your own. But it doesn't mean you have to be alone. Oh, wow. Now, even if this has to do with like work, like maybe you had to leave a job that made you a lot of empty promises or didn't fulfill their contracts. But then with the Three of Pentacles upright in reverse, it's like, okay, yeah, maybe some people are not going to keep their promises, and maybe some people are not going to be dependable or sweet and couple with you, but there is another group of people that will. And you have to mourn and lose the people that won't so that you can get the ones that will. And maybe that's what the Four of Swords is all about, is mourning this loss. Mourning the hope of apologies or confessions that never came. And maybe you just need to afford yourself that. Give yourself those apologies. Hug yourself here. Oh, loss here. Maybe someone lost a pet. Or just someone really dear to them. This could be the energy of people like pile or group 4. Maybe you have lost like a lot of people in your life. To like, I mean like they're no longer here sort of energy. Which I think was similar in card number 1, if you felt drawn to that one as well. So if that is the case, I'm really sorry. Because I feel like this is the energy of a group that really dedicates themselves emotionally to others. And also, I feel like there's a very pure energy here. Like I'm kind of being like brought to tears right now, and like fighting it. And maybe that's what you're experiencing. Like maybe you have been feeling the need to like cry so hard, and you've just been avoiding it because you feel like once I start crying, I won't be able to stop. But you actually need to. Like this is the energy of a pile that just needs to cry. Like cry and cry for a long time. And what I mean when I say long time is, don't let one tear fall and then stop. Like let it come out. Like let it come out. The first card here and the bottom card here are 2 people crying, but on the opposite sides of it are 2 people that are happy with people that love them. That is coming towards you. That is meant for you. Okay, just know that. So that's the end of your reading, pile number, or card number 4. Thank you so much for being here, and I really appreciate it. I'm giving you like a hug through the screen right now, okay? And a pat on the back, and a fucking high five, and a fucking fist pump, and everything. Like, just know, fuck, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay, okay? I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Trying to show you what it's like to know me. Never since the day you approached me, I've been thinking about you and you only. And we just like a fuck, that's nothing else. You know, if I